I've probably tripled my income per week. Um, yeah, so that's just amazing. So I'm in the South Island of New Zealand in a city called Christchurch, and I am a lash artist. No, and I have a lash business and a beauty business. My sister-in-law is the beauty therapist, and I do lash extensions here. When I started doing permanent jewelry, I was a little bit unsure on how that was going to go. So my focus was still on lashes, and I'm now 12 weeks in, so 3 months, and I have switched my mindset and my focus into permanent jewelry, as I see that that is definitely where the money is to be made. I've done over 500 bracelets, anklets, so pieces in that 3 months. In the first few weeks, I was actually controlling the appointments. I did a TikTok video that went viral, so I had a lot of people just messaging me.
Mhm.
And at that point, my lash clients were important, and they still are really important. And I didn't want them to miss out on appointments with me, so I was controlling those appointments by just scheduling them into my software itself. When things had settled down, I use a software here in New Zealand called Timely, and so people can now book online. And yeah, I find that that just works really well for me. I'm getting new people booking the permanent jewelry and then seeing that I do lashes and then wanting to book appointments with me for lashes. But there's definitely it's a different target market that I'm reaching, and the people that are booking are coming back. I've had a few people come back 3 or 4 times for bracelets. They've brought different people. So yeah, it is a completely different target market. So there is a influencer in Australia called Anna Paul, and she's an OnlyFans person, and she went along and got a permanent bracelet. And I did a stitch, which is where you take a piece of someone else's video and then you add a little bit onto it. And because my target market are 18 to 24-year-olds, they follow Anna Paul. They saw the video because it came up on their page because of her. Um, Everybody that I messaged or messaged me, they had been looking for permanent jewelry in New Zealand and hadn't found anywhere. So they were really excited to see that I'd launched it here in Christchurch. It's had 307,000 views,
Nice.
and I can't remember how many likes, but yeah, it's great. I started up a completely new TikTok page and a completely new Instagram and Facebook page because I wanted it to have its own brand.
Mhm.
So I just started it up and I shared it on my Lash business page, got a few followers through that, but definitely the viral TikTok, yeah, increased my audience. Um, One of the reasons why I went with linked was because there were so many YouTube videos that I could go back and watch, just giving me information about the training. And then the other thing I really liked within the training, the all the images that were supplied, the marketing, the wording, that just took a lot of the how do I market it out of the equation. And because I hadn't started the business, I didn't have images of people with bracelets on. So all those images were really good just to put on my social media platforms so people could see what permanent jewelry is. To, to start off with, it was I was doing sort of 3.5 to sort of 3,800 a week for a few weeks. And now it's evening around sort of 2,500 a week. Um, And it also depends on if I keep marketing. If
Mhm.
I decide, okay, I want to have a slower week, I don't do as much marketing, and I don't get those bookings coming in.
Yep.
Um, I ask my people that come in if they want to share on TikTok that they or Instagram that they've had the bracelets and they want to tag me. Then that's how I tend to get more followers and then more
Mhm.
bookings. Yeah, so I just yeah, I can control how much income that I make by how much I put myself out there. I have been. I've run one ad, a Facebook ad, and that was to drive traffic to my website because I created a new website and I called it permanentjewelry.co.nz. Just through, actually, it was my husband's idea because he had been searching permanent jewelry, um, thinking that I was going to pop up, and I wasn't popping up on my lash business site. I created a page, but it just wasn't being seen. So I got a new domain name and called it permanentjewelry.co.nz. So I did a Facebook ad directing people to that to get some traffic there to
Mhm.
try and increase my SEO. And yeah, that worked. I don't remember the actual numbers, but I had quite a few hits with people going to actually the website. I've never had an issue with it. I didn't know that you could have issues with it. Um, yeah, as I can't compare it to the Orion. Like if the Orion is easier to use, I don't know. I could have done 1,000 bracelets in that time. I don't know, but no, I've had no issues with it at all.
Yeah.
And your team has been amazing. Like I did have an issue getting it into the country. Just that was just New Zealand customs, but
Mhm.
your team were they just went above and beyond to help me. So yeah, no, if you're thinking about training with anyone, Linked is the place to go. None at all, nothing. No, I don't. I've had a few. Percentage wise, I've probably had, I don't know, 2%, but that's probably more me not welding it properly, not having it meshed together properly, and having a proper weld. Um, but yeah, that I take that on myself. That's my fault. A gold filled in silver. To be honest, it's 50-50. I did a poll on my Instagram and that came out exactly 50-50. I keep quite a tight inventory of all the chain that I order and sell just so I can replenish the most popular chains.
Mhm.
And honestly, it is so close. It is 50-50. I think it's or for my customers, it's price point. My target market is the 18 to 28-year-old people, oh, girls, males, and they haven't got the money to buy solid gold. So gold filled or silver is more of an affordable option for them, and yeah, they seem to like it. I practice for one afternoon. I've got a 21-year-old daughter, so I got
Mhm.
her into the room and I said, right, okay, I'm going to try this. And I welded a bracelet on, and I thought, right, I can do this. I think because I do lash extensions, that
Mhm.
small, intricate, fine work and good eyesight I do have. So I found it fairly easy. What really did annoy me was my daughter put one on me and she zapped it and welded it first go.
Nice.
But after an afternoon, I was like, right, okay, I'm just going to jump in and I'm just going to start taking appointments. I think a lot of it is confidence as well. If you come across being confident and not to the customer, like come across, you fake it until you make it,
Yeah.
that you know what you're doing, that helps as well. So no, I just did an afternoon of practice. Um, Probably to have more chain when I started. I relied on what came up in the startup kit, and just a little bit more. Just I think I ordered another 10 feet, but I ran out of that so quickly. So
Yeah.
yeah, and also in the beginning I wasn't keeping track of what I was selling, so I wasn't sure what was my most popular. I ran out of silver for a couple of weeks, which was really frustrating for my
Mhm.
clients. They were all very cool about it though. Like I had to keep putting people off, and eventually managed to catch up. So yeah, just make sure that you order plenty of chain, because yeah, you will get busy and it will fly out the door very quickly. Just do it. I thought about it for probably a month, weighing the pros and the cons. My biggest holdback in that month was the affordability, how I was going to afford it. I was originally looking at the Orion machine and just thinking, oh, that was just too much money to invest in something that I didn't know how popular it was going to be, how it was going to work. I could see in America it was really taking off, and I
Mhm.
wanted to bring it here. So I decided to go with the other machine, and I took the money out of my tax account, and thought I've got to just gamble it. I've just got to try it. I gave myself 2 months to pay that money back into my tax account before my tax was due. And I managed to pay it back in 2 weeks. So, yeah, if you're thinking about doing permanent jewelry, just do it. Yeah, you won't regret it at all.